Okay guys, we're gonna give this a shot here. Bear with me. I might even stumble as I go through this video just because it's the first time I'm kind of doing this. So before you start the upload, if you haven't finished this table yet, you need to. The link to the table is in the lesson plan sheet that I emailed out to you guys. Remember, it's just the plan of the images you plan to upload. Okay, you're uploading 10 images for your SI. Probably 6, I suggest 6, but it does need to be a minimum of 5, have to be one completed work, and then the other ones are some combination of process, whatever. It's all explained up here, okay? I would think about what order you want to put them in because it does make a difference. You want to show a logical progression through your works, and if you have details or if you have sketches, it should probably preclude that work. So if you have a sketch, then the full artwork, if that kind of makes sense. All right, so the link to the AP upload site is here. It is in that lesson plan sheet I sent you. Now again, be patient. Logging in is going to be a pain. Know that if you try to log in too many times, as I found out this morning, you will lock yourself out. Now, I've already logged in with Emma's. I'm going to go ahead and use Emma's again. So here's the weird thing that you absolutely need to know. You have 2 separate logins. I'm going to show you in just a second, so hold on. Okay, so you have your login and your password to log in to AP. Then when you get in here, when you log into the courses, so this is for everything in AP, you want to scroll down, I believe. Nah, I lied. Go to your AP courses and exams. Oh, seriously. Yeah, courses exam page, here we go. Okay. So you need to find which of your exams that you're submitting, which I believe Emma's 2D art. Oh my gosh. Then you're should have this here, sign into AP Classroom. You'll probably have to find the course again. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so you scroll down, and this is every AP exam that you have possibly signed up for. So you will notice that some of you might have both 2D and AP drawing. You need to pick one. Okay, you need to pick one. So Emma's obviously, she's got, okay, AP Gov, she's also going to be taking that test. So if you've only signed up for AP Art, you'll only have this one up here. None of you are 3D, so again, pick either design or drawing. Drawing is, if your works are technically skilled, they are about the media, it's about your mark making, it's about, you know, artistic use of those materials, much more traditional, you want drawing. If yours is more about the layout, your style, your perspective, if you're really focused on color or some of the other design elements, if it's about the look that you've created, you're going to want to go with design. If you're not sure, contact me and we'll go over it. Okay, so you need to click on the link where it says AP Art and Design Digital Submission. This is where it gets wonky, and it took me a while to figure this out. You have 2 different accounts. You have the one to log into AP to begin with, then you have a separate one to log into AP Portfolios. So I do have those. I know I have those from before. It was that time that we were in my classroom and Mr. Sands came in and we had, or was supposed to come in. Now watch, this isn't going to work and I'm going to flip out. Fingers crossed. I think it's going to work. So again, I know that I have those. I have your secondary ones. It may not be the same one to log in. So see me if you try and that's an issue. Okay, so you'll notice here it takes you through everything that needs to be in there. It talks about the fact that you have to write, materials, processes, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to demonstrate all of that. Okay, so I would start here with step 2, which is sustained investigation. So you're going to click on this link. Okay, it's pretty simple. You can kind of see where everything is. What you are going to have to do is you are going to have to go to the Google folder that I shared with you. Okay, so again, I'm going into Emma's. So remember, you have the folders that you've already seen before, the sustained investigation and the breath. That's where I've just been saving all of your works in there until we decided what was getting uploaded. In the for upload folder that you should have in there, you will have your images that I have resized so that they will upload to that site. Okay, now Emma only has a few in here. It's because I just did this as an example. Once I get her table and I know every work that she wants is submitted and everything is done, then I'll resize this. Okay, so once you get in here, you're going to have to download these. It's kind of a pain. So you'll click on it, you'll hit the download option. You'll scroll through. So you can just scroll through, download each of them. And I just grabbed some random ones here so I can demonstrate for you guys. Okay. Now you're going to go back to that site. We're going to click File Upload. So remember, you want to make what sense. You know, this should be organized so that it can show your progression. Now, theoretically, that should be chronologically. So the works that you want to put at the beginning should be the works that you probably did in the beginning. But sometimes you take a step backwards, and so you should probably put those earlier on because you want to finish with like your best pieces, the full picture, you know, where you kind of, yeah, this is it kind of thing. So you'll click on your work, but don't worry, because you can always take these out later. You can also reorganize these. That's not a big deal. Okay. So for your height, if you have the actual piece there, measure it. If you don't, just guesstimate. And if you really need help with it, call me, message me, email me. We'll deal with that. All right. So I'm going to say the height of this, I think it was a sketchbook. So I'm going to say it was 12 inches. And the width was probably, oh, okay. So we're just going to do 12. It must want everything in inches. And then width, we're going to say it's 7. Okay, again, we're guessing. For materials, that's what you used in here. So we're going to put cut paper. That's her printout she put on there. Pencil. Ink. Okay, because ink could mean Sharpie, it could mean ballpoint pen, sometimes just putting ink. If you want to specifically say Sharpie, if it's Sharpie, that's perfectly fine. Colored pencil. Okay, notice it puts it down here. Then processes. This is where you want to really fully explain what you did and how you did it. So it's not just technically how you did it with your hands, but it's also like how you work through it as an artist. So again, this is me making this up. So I would say after researching 1950s imagery and sketching early dollhouses, I decided to create a quote-unquote life-sized dollhouse. Oops, see, I ran out. So and I'm like, oh, I gotta take this down. Maybe I'm gonna go researched 1950s imagery and dollhouses. Sketched possible layouts. Okay, on to the next one. So I'm going to think how I'm going to go through it. So she did a revision, so I'm going to start with this one here. And there's more writing that you're going to have to do later on to completely explain. Let's see if it's in here, maybe not. Oh, it's in the next. Anyways. All right. So again, I'm going to guesstimate. I'm going to say the height was 24 by 20. I don't know. It might be wrong. Whatever. Materials, be specific. So I would say cut paper, comma, foam board, latex rubber, and ink pen. Again, doesn't have to be in sentence form. Processes. I layered imagery, pasted on foam board to create relief collage. And you could add a little bit more if you wanted to. You could talk about used unconventional materials. Work is, well, I was going to put work is interactive, but I can talk about that more up there. Okay. It's just basically saying they want to know how you made this thing. So like if it's a print, they want to know what kind of print it is. So don't go into it super elaborate. Again, I'm going to go into here, upload file. I'm going to go to the revision because this is going to make sense on, okay, this is how, because they want to see that. So they want to see how you revised works. So we're going to say it was the same size. Okay. Again, I'm not going to go through all this. You would write all that out. I want to show you something specific here. So this is a detailed image of a larger work. For height, put NA. And width, put NA, because they're not seeing the full dimensions, so it's not appropriate or not applicable to talk about here, okay? But everything else will still stay the same, okay? Your materials would still be the same, okay? So that's what you need to know there. Some of you guys should have gridded images. Now I'm still working through Emma's because remember, you only have 10 slides now. Oh shoot, I forgot to do this for you guys. I will do it. Okay, so you guys only have through 10. Through numbers 11 through 15, in your uploads folder, there's gonna be a white box, like straight up just a file that is completely blank. I want you to upload that into these and then leave everything else blank. Okay, so those last 5, it's straight white. If you guys forget to do that, don't worry, I will do it for you. But just know you cannot do any more than 10 because they will not look at slides 11 through 15. So just either put that white box in there or I will put it in there for you once you forward it to me. All right, so really important, especially if you have shoddy internet, make sure you hit save changes, you know, relatively often. So Emma, when you come in there, you're probably gonna have to delete all of my stuff that I put in there. Okay, so processes contain error. All right, so it's showing you here, I must have some kind of a special character they don't like. It was in this one here. So you would just fix that. Okay, so we're gonna go to written evidence. So the written evidence is where you are actually going to tell us about your process. So it's basically a small essay. Okay, it's not huge. Max is 1,200 characters. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's like kind of a big paragraph. So you guys should be used to this because this is where we've been practicing. So you have to, number one, in this area here, and you'll notice there's only one box, you need to identify your essential question or questions. Notice how there's that S, and sometimes some of us it kind of evolved. So you're going to identify what that is, and you're basically going to describe how you worked all the way through this. And keywords here, practice, experimentation, and revision. And what you would want to do is you want to refer to those certain slides. So let's say you're like, when I first began, I was using unconventional materials and da-da-da-da-da. As you can see in slide, so if I go back, so if I was talking specifically, oh, okay, it took all that stuff out, Emma. But let's say the artwork's here in number 3, then in written evidence, I would put, as you can see in slide 3, so that they know which one to look at, to refer to for all of that. Now, I'm gonna help you guys out with this as much as I can. So if you want, you can do it in a Google Doc, and which is what I would actually suggest. Do it in a Google Doc and share it with me, and then we'll kind of work all this week and next week on fine-tuning that, and I will give you suggestions, and then when it's done, you'll copy and paste it in here. The other reason I would do that is because I've heard from other AP teachers that a lot of times you'll work through AP, you'll go back, and stuff will be gone. So if you can have it saved somewhere that you can just copy and paste it in there real quickly, that's the best thing. All right, so then you're gonna go on to selected works. Same thing, there's only, now here again, they have 5. You are only gonna do 3. That's it. Everybody's only gonna do 3, so don't put anything in 4 or 5 unless you put that blank slide that I will have in your uploads folder, okay? The very last thing you will do, you have to click here, is you will make sure that you have to click forward portfolio. Okay? So it's going to show you if you haven't done something right. If something you think you haven't done right and it's still showing up as incomplete, call me or text me or email me and we'll figure it out. Your APID number should be the one that you got in that packet. If you don't know what your AP number is, email me and I will figure it out for you, because I'll probably have to get it from Mr. Sands. And then you're going to hit continue, because what's going to happen is, don't worry if you kind of make mistakes, because what's happening is it's going to forward this completed portfolio onto me. I have to look it over and make sure it's still good, even though I'm going to be trolling around. I'm not really supposed to have your account information, but I do. It's me looking through it. I will make a final approval, and then I will forward it on to Mr. Sands, who will then, he will look it over one last time and it gets forwarded onto AP. So don't worry if you forward it on to me and you're like, oh no, I did something wrong, because I can send it back to you. Okay, so just contact me if that happens. All right. Please call me. You can email me, but I do not always check my email after 3 p.m. So if you need something, call me. You all have my number, 815-441-7093. Call me, text me. Those I would get back to pretty quickly, okay? Think that's about it. By the end of this week, I want you to try and have this fairly close to being done here, so that next week it's just fine-tuning, you and I talking, like maybe I think you should move this slide over here. I think maybe this one should be replaced for that one. But that's pretty much where I want you to be. It's we're hitting the finish line. I can see it. It's down the stretch. So let's kick it up and let's sprint to that finish and push hard. All right? Proud of you guys. Keep it up.